It's time to go over some of the best PlayStation 4 game deals available right now. In recent videos, we've been taking a look at digital deals because there's been a lot of great sales available, but we know that some of you guys prefer your games on the physical end of things. So in this video, we're gonna do just that and take a look at 10 great deals for physical PlayStation 4 games. A lot of great deals available right now on very new games, older games that we love, so without further ado, let's get right into this. A very recent release that's being discounted is Monster Hunter World, which is down to $45 on Amazon. Monster Hunter World is an early contender for Game of the Year, and while this isn't a significant discount on the game, keep in mind that it did just release back in January, so still any kind of discount is great to see. MH World is a game that's absolutely packed with content, and yes, it does have a little bit of a learning curve to it. While this game was designed to be a new Monster Hunter game that caters to a fresh audience, it does have its learning curve still there, so if you've been a long-time fan of Monster Hunter, you'll feel right at home, and if you are just picking up Monster Hunter for the first time, it's a great title as well with gorgeous visuals, a lot of content. If you want a game that you can invest a lot of time into, Monster Hunter World is that, and Capcom seems to be very committed to keeping the game updated, so for $45 at Amazon, this is a solid deal. Prey for $15 at Amazon. Prey was one of the most underrated games of 2017. It was done by Arcane Studios, who many of you might be familiar with. They also worked on the Dishonored games, but Prey was actually done by a different part of that studio. Game was published by Bethesda, and it's a single-player first-person shooter with a decent amount of content to it. If you want to do everything in Prey, it's actually going to take you a considerable amount of time for a first-person shooter, around 25 to 30 hours. And along with content, you've got a very atmospheric world in here, and while it's not completely open world, it is played in a Metroidvania style where as you progress through the game and acquire more items, the world begins to open up more and more to you. I could understand gamers staying away from Prey at its initial $60 price point, but now that it's down to just a quarter of that for $15 at Amazon, this is a steal. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition for $25 at GameStop. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is without a doubt one of the best games of this generation, arguably the best game. I think most would agree in saying it's the best RPG. And with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, you get the base game along with both expansions in Hearts of Stone as well as Blood and Wine, and that adds a significant amount of content to the game, on top of the game already being packed to the brim with content. And the thing with The Witcher 3 is all of that content is quality. It's very engaging, and it's very easy to invest yourself in the colossal world that's available in The Witcher 3. Combat is great, visuals are fantastic, the story's great. You really can't go wrong with The Witcher 3 if you're a fan of RPGs, and $25 is actually a little bit more expensive than it's typically available for on the digital end during a sale. However, on the physical side of things, $25 is a really solid deal, and you can get it for that price at GameStop.
He's talking about in the village. That monster trouble. We're not having trouble. We're up shit fucking creek.
The Elder Blood can initiate the final age.
Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age for $20, $16 Gamers Club Unlocked at Best Buy. Final Fantasy XII was considered by many to be the black sheep of the Final Fantasy franchise. I personally didn't really get it. I played the game back in 2006 when it was originally released and had a great time with it, maybe because the battle system was very different compared to Final Fantasy games previous to this one. Nonetheless, Final Fantasy XII was remastered in the form of Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age, and it seemed like gamers had a newfound appreciation for Final Fantasy XII. This version has all your typical remastering benefits: better visuals, a redone soundtrack, a new Zodiac job system, which is great, and this game was already loaded with content, and now that it's down to just $20, $16 for Gamers Club Unlocked members at Best Buy, it is the perfect time to check out Final Fantasy XII.
This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst. A terrible longing to drink the world dry.
South Park The Fractured But Whole for $20 at Walmart. This is very surprising how cheap South Park The Fractured But Whole has gone. Keep in mind that this game was just released back in October of 2017, and it's not like this game was bad, far from it. South Park The Fractured But Whole was a really solid follow-up to South Park The Stick of Truth. It's a very charming game, and if you're a fan of South Park at all, you'll feel right at home with South Park The Fractured But Whole, and now that it's already down to a third of its original price, $20 at Walmart, it's a great pickup.
Coon and friends assemble! Freedom Pals, unite! Motherfucker! You're such a dick, Coom! Mosquito away! Super Craig is gay. Tiamat! Until next time.
Dark Souls 3 The Fire Fades Edition for $20 at GameStop. Souls may be a franchise a lot of you guys are looking to tackle now because Bloodborne was recently available as a PlayStation Plus title for all of you subscribers, and while Dark Souls is a part of a different series, it's a From Software game. It's of a very similar style, although different in its own elements, and many would consider Dark Souls 3 to be the pinnacle of From Software's creation. That's a debate for another time, but what I will tell you is that Dark Souls 3 is a fantastic game, and the Fire Fades Edition gives you even more content on top of the base game. $20 is still a little bit steep of a price point, but for the content you're getting, it's very much worth it, and it's available for that price at GameStop. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, $20, $16 for Gamers Club Unlocked members at Best Buy. Dragon's Dogma was one of the final games released on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and it was a fantastic game, a great action RPG done by Capcom, and the only area that it really faltered at was from a technical standpoint, and with Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen coming to PlayStation 4, those technical handcuffs really came off, and this version also includes the Dark Arisen expansion, so you're getting even more content. It was already released at a budget price of $30, and at that price it was very much worth it, but now down to $20, $16 for Gamers Club Unlocked members at Best Buy, it's a great deal.
What else would you expect?
Burnout Paradise for $30 at Amazon. Burnout Paradise Remastered is a very recent release. It just actually came out a few days ago, and I was one of the gamers that was very vocal about this game being a little bit overpriced. Burnout Paradise is a fantastic game. I played it back in 2008, but let me say that again, I played it back in 2008. It is now 2018, 10 years since the original release of Burnout Paradise. A $40 price tag initially did seem a little bit high. Now, it might be a little bit hypocritical considering Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age released at $50, but I thought that game was overpriced too, so you get the idea. Burnout Paradise for $30, however, is a much more palatable price point, and you're getting a great game here. And yes, it does include a bunch of extra content, and whether you played Burnout Paradise in the past and want to revisit it, or you just want a great arcade racer, this is one that is a lot of fun, and it's available for $30 at Amazon. Dishonored 2 for $10 at Newegg. I spoke about Dishonored a little while ago when talking about Arcane Studios' Prey, and Dishonored 2 was the follow-up to one of the best new IPs of last generation in Dishonored. And with Dishonored 2, Arcane Studios really improved upon everything from the first game. You've got more content, you've got 2 playable characters that, yes, a lot of the content is similar, but they're different enough where it's worthwhile to go through as both characters. And it was an overall improvement over the first game, and now available at just $10 at Newegg after a promo code. We'll leave that in the description box down below. This is an absolute bargain. Make sure you check it out.
Delilah won't just give them back.
No!
So, what are you prepared to do about it, Your Imperial Majesty?
And finally, Borderlands The Handsome Collection for $15 at GameStop. I speak a lot about value and content for your money, and I've always said that Borderlands The Handsome Collection, when you find it at a discount for around $12 to $15, it is an absolutely insane value. This collection includes Borderlands 2 as well as Borderlands the pre-sequel, and on top of that, you've got both games' respective DLC content. What that means is you're gonna be busy with this game for a long time. That is if you want to do everything, and keep in mind with Borderlands, there is reason to go back and play through the games multiple times as different characters. It's just a very replayable game, and the fact is the content in the game is great as well. They've got very humorous stories, and they're a blast to play whether you go through cooperatively or solo. They are just a ton of fun, and at $15 at GameStop, it is a great pickup.
I need another head for my merry-go-round. Sure.
So that wraps up 10 awesome physical PlayStation 4 game deals available right now. Some awesome deals available. Monster Hunter World for $45 is great, still a little expensive, but a game that just came out. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition for $25, can't go wrong with that. Dishonored 2 for just $10 is an awesome deal, so definitely check out some of these deals. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.